Happy Halloween. Welcome to the spooky vibes. Today, my friend and I made big pumpkins. You saw a hint of them in the shadows, but now we're going to see the process of how they came to be. Happy Halloween. I hope you're doing amazing today, and if you're not, then I feel you, and I don't know what you're going through, but I have confidence that it will actually get better for you. Because it can't stay the same forever. It literally can't. So keep going. I do want to take this time to welcome the new people to the channel. I posted a video about 2 days ago called "You're Alive, Therefore You've Made It." And it, at least in my terms of blowing up, it blew up. I mean, in less than a day, it got over 1,000 views. I went from having 16 subscribers to 89. Do you know how crazy that is? I have been shook, and I've been smiling like a doofus all day. And everyone who has commented is so sweet. So sweet. And I want to take the time to thank you. And if you happen to be celebrating this holiday alone, well, you're not anymore, because here we are. Okay? My friend, the one who's building the other pumpkin, he's the one that was like, oh my gosh, we should make pumpkins and then compare them. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. I really like how different the pumpkins are. Not gonna lie, I like his better more. And I think you'll definitely see why. But I don't necessarily want to say it just yet. Also, this was so uneven. I swear I counted the blocks multiple times and it still kept being uneven. There's some inconsistencies later on with this design, which I will point out eventually when they show on screen. The texture pack that I'm using for this world is called the Ultra Apocalypse Texture Pack by Cyclops. I think it does cost money on the marketplace, but I don't remember how much. I've had it for a while, but I didn't really use it except for this world. I would like to do a series with this style, but I gotta figure my stuff out. Gotta be organized, if you will. I think I do want to give some time into just acknowledging the pain of losing yourself. Because I like to have deep talks in my videos. At least I try to. But I know last time we talked about how it's taken eternity for you to be here. You know, everything that's happened in the universe has to some degree led to you here as you are right now. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to perform and do amazing and do the best. But in my eyes, and I'm not saying I'm my way's the highway and I'm right. No, but, the fact that you're just alive in general is, I think you've made it in that regard. And here's a segue. Me saying that might make people feel a pain in their chest for those who are no longer here. Who have, they're not here. And maybe some may think, well, have they failed? Have they not made it now because they're gone? And no. When I say that, it's not because of that. They made it too. They breathed, they felt, and they experienced. And just because we end doesn't mean that we're doomed from the start, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what we can do about that, but because you're here as you are, a person, I don't think you're doomed. I don't think you owe anyone anything for being here. You're not perpetually meant to be in debt because you're just, you're trying to make your dreams come true, or you simply just want to live. And unfortunately, the world does definitely make us feel that way and forces us to be in a situation where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be stuck. But I do think there's a way out. And I think it's different for everybody. But I really, really must ask of you to keep going. As silly as that sounds, as unappealing as that sounds, I really need you, or encourage you, to keep going. I want to try to avoid using wording of like, I need blah, blah, blah from you, because I am a random person on the internet, and you need to make connections with people around you, not with people on the internet. So keep that in mind. Also, with this design, I really wanted to I was feeling like Eye of Ender, right? Because it's Halloween, but I wanted a spider. Now this right here, that looks great. That looks good. Honestly, I should have kept it that way, but did I? No. Because I was like, oh God, it's uneven. And for a second, I kind of didn't comprehend that spiders have 4 legs on each side of their body. For some reason, I saw that and I was like, that's not enough legs. Spiders have 8 legs. It had 8 legs. And then I gave it 16 legs and 2 heads. It's like a conjoined spider, and a head is on the other side. So I just mirrored the thing. But anyways, yeah. And believe me, I know how hard it is to keep going, especially when you lose your sense of self. You don't know where you belong. You don't know how to apply yourself. You don't know how to talk to people. Maybe your skills aren't developed as much as you would like, and the things you want to go for would not accept you because you're not good enough at the thingy yet. Or maybe your interests are far different from what they take. What comes to my mind is musical skill in art school. Maybe you put in a portfolio for art, and then they look at your stuff and your stuff is really good. But they're like, oh, well, this isn't what we do. Or maybe it is really good, and you're ready and you're hungry to get in there. But they're like, you need more practice. Come back later. And, you get hella discouraged, and then you give up. If you have given up, I challenge you to try again. Even if you haven't picked up a thing, a ball, a football, a dang wrench, a dang paintbrush, a typewriter. I mean, people don't really use those anymore, but, even if you haven't picked up the thing in years, and you're like, that could never be me again because I'm XYZ, or what happened was XYZ. Do it again. Find yourself again. And if you get pulled in different directions, try each direction. See which one you like more. I know that's far easier said than done. You don't have to accomplish everything in 2 seconds, and that's another thing. Videos, for example, this is a perfect example. This took me quite a while. This video is about 18 minutes long and 22 seconds. But doing this took me probably close to 2 hours. but I speed it up and I cut out the sections of me sitting there frustrated thinking. I make it look easy. I make it look simple because that's entertaining. And we absorb a lot of media that does that because, it has to be appealing, right? But then I think that kind of skews our perception of that things actually take time, that things don't just happen instantly. And that's okay. If something is taking you years to accomplish, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just taking its time, And I get being frustrated with how long it's taking, and I get thinking, is this ever going to happen? That's normal to think that. That's totally okay. Just don't stop. Take breaks. Take rest when needed. If you really need rest or you're getting actually sick of it and you just need new scenery, you want to try something else out, great. But if you don't want to let it go because it's something you really care about, don't let it go. Ride your life out. You don't have to drop everything. And on the contrary, a counterpoint to that also supports the initial point. If you really need to let something go, let it go. You're allowed to move on from things, but you're also allowed to try again. If something is genuinely not good for you, it's only going to keep hurting to hold on to it. And that's easier said than done, of course. But something to consider for sure. I want to give an example of a small portion, a very small example of how I have lost myself, but I'm finding myself again. I used to write letters, handwritten. Wow. I used to write handwritten letters, positive ones, complimenting people, and I would give it to them. And that's something I would try to do a lot, to my friends and loved ones and all that sort of stuff. But I also really don't like my personality and my voice because I want to be Billy Badass, and I'm not. And so I tried to kind of harden my personality, but I think I kind of almost destroyed, and I definitely forgot of what made me me. And by making these videos, I get to do those letters again, but I'm saying them. And I have actually started writing the letters again. And to see people open them up, unfold the paper and read it, and see their face change, and then see their demeanor and their energy feel lighter for not only for the rest of the day, but for the rest of the week even, because of that letter, it's awesome. I'm not here to be cool. That's okay. I'm not as strong as I thought I was, or how I wanted to be, and that's okay. I have grown softer and weaker through time, and that's okay. I can become stronger again, but strength is not what I thought it was. That doesn't mean I was never necessarily strong. It was just, that kind of just contradicts what I literally just said, but you know what I mean? Strength isn't what I thought it was, or what I hoped it was. And I'm curious what that is for you, what version of yourself you want to be. But the more you become that version of yourself, you realize this was made out of insecurity, not out of my heart. And it's refreshing to act out of who you actually are again, rather than what the daydream would be. I also want to clarify that it is absolutely more than okay, obviously, to grow and change. That is expected. That is, anticipated, yearned for, and you will change over time. You must. But again, is it out of time itself and you growing and learning and living life? Or is it out of completely restructuring yourself because you hate yourself and you're doing it out of insecurity? Which one is it? I think we know which one's the better answer. And I've been appreciating the cold autumn air again. That makes me feel so alive. And you should definitely do some things that make you feel alive. When was the last time you stood in the cold autumn air and just breathed deep breaths? When was the last time you looked at the stars for a long time? Not just a quick glance while walking to your car. I mean, really, just sit there, stand there. When was the last time you played a game that you really loved that made you feel whole? Consider that. And can you set aside 5 minutes to do that? Where accomplishments do not matter. And you just sit there. And you remember who you are and you feel alive again. And then with that refreshment, you feel motivation to try things again. As you can see, there is a time lapse on the screen, and that is the thumbnail. And that is my friend's pumpkin that he made, and we're about to take a look at it because the pumpkins are done. And I'm really happy with this shot. Are you ready? Here it comes. I'm excited. This is his pumpkin, absolutely finished and done. It looks so good. What was really interesting is he said, "Hey, I think mine looks like a drawing, but yours looks realistic." And that's really funny to me because honestly, I think the opposite. I think his looks realistic, but mine looks like cartoonish, especially the stem. And I love how natural his looks. He likes the circulature that mine has, but can we agree that his is just banging? And also he put a black wall on the inside so that the features of the face could pop. It's really good. Hey, there's the reveal. This moment was the reference for the thumbnail. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your holiday. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for making my day. Goodbye.